Peace, strength, and blessings, family. This is Mr. Provocative, Ajore Calfani, your urban war coordinator. So James getting in hot water now, huh? Critics in his ass. Cause he's celebrating black women. We can't celebrate black women now. We have to be inclusive of every other group of people before we speak on our own. And if we don't, we're attacking you. Yo, LeBron James says nothing in this world is more powerful than a colored woman. Thank you all for continuing to not settle and setting great examples in life. For so many looking up to you for inspiration and guidance and love. My daughter is watching. He was speaking about his child. He was speaking about his child. He's speaking about his mother. He was speaking about other black women who live in a country where they're not always looked at as people. You know, and he has a right to do that. He has a daughter. He don't owe anybody an explanation. And what's crazy is that when we do love, this is not just when LeBron speaks, is when any of us come to the support and building for each other as a group, like other groups do. You know, we're attacking people. We're setting an example of being discriminatory and racist. So my only issue is not that they attacked him. That's expected. I mean, we've lived in this country. If you lived in this country over 30 years, 20 years, you should understand already. That's just what it is. We live in a state of warfare, and we're not the initiators or perpetrators of this warfare. They are. We are always on the defense. And anytime you try to step out of that mindset that we are the oppressed and we will remain so, then we're attacking someone. So I challenge my people to stop caring. Real talk. I've stopped discussing issues of race and social injustice and politics with white people a long time ago. I don't get on social media and beef with them anymore. I don't try to educate them anymore. I'm not getting into arguments and debates at the water cooler about, you know, who's doing what in this society. I stopped caring about their opinions on the matters. I just stopped caring. There is nothing we're going to do to change their mindset, because their mindset is not even of their own. They're being programmed to by just through history and just through the media, just through the social mediums. You know, they're being programmed of how to think and feel, and we are always on the inferior end of that stick. So trying to argue with a group of people who are being told every day, day in, day out, that they are the most beautiful, they are the most strong. Look at the superheroes. All of the superheroes. Look at the superhero movies. Where's our black Wonder Woman? We're talking about Amazons now, who are supposed to be the most dominant race of women on the planet, and in the comic book world. But the representation of a skinny white woman, and she's the Wonder Woman. But then you look at Serena Williams and you're intimidated. How can you be fearless and be strong and you're afraid of people's appearance and physical, attributes? That's for us to love. That's for us to feel comfortable with. It's not for them to feel comfortable with. So, of course, you'll feel attacked when one of the most dominant physical beings on earth says, yes, black women are also the most powerful group of women on earth. Yeah, of course you're going to get issues with white people saying, well, what about us? What about you? We're not speaking about you. He's talking about his daughter and who inspires his daughter. Who else knows what inspires his daughter but him? He's in the house with his daughter. He sees what she looks at. He sees who she look up to. So for him to feel inspired by this, by black women taking, being recognized in prominent magazines and fashion magazines, for the September issue, September, maybe October issues, but there was a bunch of black women that were being, represented. And it inspired him, which is what it's supposed to have done. That is why the photographers chose to represent, put black women on the cover. They felt it was due. I don't see the photographers being attacked, though. They're not being attacked for representing black women and putting them up on the cover of their magazines. But LeBron James speaks on it. A man who became a man even without the presence of a man because of a black woman. That's very powerful. I don't know what you think is like growing up in Cleveland, Ohio, during the 80s, during the 90s, during the 2000 era, early 2000s, during the crack epidemic and mass incarceration. And yeah, for his mother to still take care of him and still keep him focused and keep him out the streets. And that takes a lot of power. Very strong women have to be able to do that. He has a right to speak to that. That's what his experiences come from. You know, his mother inspired him to raise his daughter the way he's raising his daughter. And that's black women. I'm sorry if you feel some type of way about that, but how about this? Keep it to yourself. If you want to feel inspired, turn on the TV to the WB and watch Superwoman. All right? You want to feel inspired? Go to any magazine other than these issues, these month issues of black women being represented, and there you'll have it. White women up and down the pages. When it comes to the standards of beauty, you are the ones that they say we have to replicate. Our black women running around with long blonde weave, not because we have genetic traits that grow. No, you have long straight hair because that's what's fashionable. That's what's marketable. That's what you are told is you supposed to look like. If you want to sell anything, from lipstick to magazines, you have to have long flowing locks. Yes, that's what you're being told, because your natural state is intimidating. And when black men speak for women of color and say that you are powerful, you are strong, my daughter will walk in your footsteps, thank you for setting the path. Of course you're going to have pushback from the dominant group who feel inferior. Or they feel that if you are teaching your daughters this, one day they'll believe it. Good. When you remove them from the conversation, we will have a dialogue. Us. Just us. It's just like you having a conversation with your family and some stranger walks off out the street and butts his nose in to what we discussing. Your job is not to educate them on what we discussing. Your natural reaction, which is supposed to be your natural reaction, is to look back at that person and say, yo, mind your damn business, yo. This is not concerning you. We are talking to our own, which is what we have a right to do. You don't have any right to intervene into our conversation and take away from something we're trying to discuss because you feel intimidated. It wasn't about you. This conversation wasn't about you. And until you learn to recognize that we have that ability to dialogue. I'm talking to my people, not them. I'm talking to us. We have the ability to just dialogue between us. You don't owe no one any explanation. LeBron ain't respond, and thank you. Thank you for not responding to them. You don't have to. You don't owe anybody any explanation of why you spoke the way you spoke about your beautiful black women and you believe in their strength and that they are the strongest. Because we can go into history and we can show you where white women were not always the strongest. And they were not the ones that came down and held you back. Held you down when they needed. When her man crept out of bed. Her counterpart, crept out of bed late at night. Snuck down to the slave quarters to do some raping. You know what her ass did? She fluffed up her pillow and she went back to sleep. She ain't come down there and say, get your hands off of that woman. How dare you come down here and take something from her? That's the history they come from. And they're going to jump on LeBron James' back for him speaking out about a sister who has to go through crime, war on drugs, and mass incarceration and raise her child to become one of the most successful black men on this planet. And he speaks to her and says, thank you. Thank you, black women, for showing my daughter that we are as strong as we are. And they jump up and say, but what about me? How about you deal with that internally, yo? We ain't got nothing to do with it. Yo, peace and blessings. Again, this is Verbal Odori Kofani. And yeah, I'm with it, LB. Yo, you know what, black people, please stop the dialogue. Stop it. Cut it off. It's not necessary anymore. We've been 400 years, almost 500 years into this discussion about black and white. And at some point we have to understand it's not about what they think and what they say. It's about what we are doing in our dialogue. And we have to separate them from that conversation, so be it.